the art of apology and forgiveness is very important. And the art of grace is very important. But as we said, this is about maintaining friendships. And in order to do that, the communication is 1000% that.
Welcome to Her Side of the Story. This is the podcast where sister friends tell their side of the story about relationships, lifestyle, challenges, and triumphs. Here are your hosts, Ray and Ash.
Welcome to Her Side of the Story podcast, where sister friends,
Ray
and Ash, tell their side of the story in relationships, lifestyle, challenges, and triumphs. Here we talk about it all. Before we continue with our 3-part series and sisterhood series, let's highlight our life-saving products or services we've been using. So this week, Ray, what is something you've been loving?
Honestly, I love seafood, and I celebrated my birthday this past week. Oh, yes. And of course, I went to a little snazzy dinner, and I really enjoyed this dish called lobster capitelli. It's like, first of all, it was scrumptious. It just was so good. It comes in like a red sauce of some sort. It's lobster with clam stuffed in a ravioli.
Oh.
It was, when I say it was delicious, I don't even like lobster like that, so I was taking a risk. It was so good. In the sauce, they had, bread coming around, a little fancy bread. Would you like some Asiago? I said, let me get a piece of that bread just to dip it in the sauce. Yeah. It was so good. So I'm really enjoying that dish. I like to cook, so that's a dish I would probably try to recreate. Now, I think it would probably take me a few tries, but that's what I've been loving. I can't really get it out of my mind. Like, I had other nice, things, dessert, steak that night, but that stuck out. It was delicious.
Lobster capitelli. Okay.
Basically.
I have to try that because I've never seen or heard of it.
It was delicious. It was delicious.
Okay. I like that. Well, when you recreate, I'll be ready and hungry to eat.
I'm gonna try to get close to the restaurant taste, but we'll see.
Perfect, with a little twist, with a little Ray twist on it.
Okay.
I would say my favorite thing this week is my wireless charger. I just became hip to the 3-in-1 wireless chargers. I used to, and mostly because my Apple, y'all got to do better. Because my Apple cord literally don't even last me a quarter.
Oh, man.
The head of it just frays and stops working. I was like, I'm kind of tired of this, to be honest. And I was like, you know what? Even for, again, travel, it's just easier to take this 3-in-1. I don't have to pack my charger for my watch. I have to pack the charger for my phone. I don't have to pack the charger for my EarPod. Just like everything in one. Put it on, hook it up. It's so compact, so easy. You can get them off of Amazon. Hey, Amazon. And even at your phone company sells them a lot of the times. I don't know about the 3-in-1, but they sell something similar. So I would recommend a wireless charger. Just slap your phone on at night, and it's just easy. So that's the product I've been loving this week.
I'm gonna have to get it
better. I say your capitelli definitely is more yummy than my charger.
Well, let's jump right into it. So this episode, we'll be talking about building and maintaining strong friendships.
Yes. Yeah.
So specifically, I'll talk a little bit about building new friendships. We know that I'm currently taking applications. I don't know if Ashley is.
I am in moderation.
Okay. I'm currently taking applications because I'm open to meeting new friends, especially because I'm in a new area. And, I feel like I had experienced a few months back. I just met somebody and it was like, oh my God, I love this person. This is what a new person I feel like. So, I'm excited to, get that feeling again and, hopefully build into a lifetime friend. Or a season or a reason. We will see. You can't predict that. But I will say, the biggest challenges of new friends is, basically for me is overcoming that fear of being vulnerable. Like, am I letting them know too much about me? Things like that.
Do you think you feel like you're not allowed to be vulnerable because of your past, or is that just something you just don't do naturally?
I can say I don't do that naturally. I'm known for a wall. I believe in also something I call breadcrumbing. You tell them a little bit, see how they react, tell them a little bit more, until you feel like there's somebody you can open up and trust. Because, if they're shady, you're going to hear your business or
fair.
So, tell them something that seems like it's super, super important. And it's sad that you got to play those games up front, but it's definitely to protect you in the long run. So once I get past like what I call breadcrumbing phase, it's usually like 100%. Like I'm all in.
Okay. I think building friendships for me is harder than maintaining. In this stage and season that I'm in. I'm very good at maintaining my friendships. I think sometimes building can be a little bit difficult for me just because I already feel like I have so many other friendships to maintain. Like that trying to build sometimes at one point felt overwhelming, but not anymore. Like I said, I really, really am enjoying the friends that I've recently built. And honestly, these people, I was not afraid to be vulnerable with them. Which for me, people, when they first meet me, sometimes say I'm very guarded. A lot of people say, oh, you come off very confident, or no one's ever said cocky, but very confident, almost like you're that girl or whatever they might think of me, and that I'm not approachable. And with these people, I felt so comfortable with them. I almost felt like, why haven't we been friends like 10 years ago? Like, where were you 10 years ago? Because by now we would have been like freaking frack type of things. But I definitely think for me with the vulnerability part, if the other person is welcoming and warm, genuinely, my wall's totally down. I'm like, come hither. But I understand what you're talking about, like the crumbing situation and not wanting to always share everything so quickly with someone. And I think that's important too. I think that's also important in friendship. I don't think you should share quite a bit of with your friends, but I do think there's certain things that you should keep to yourself. I do.
At least starting off, like building a friendship.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like you have to feel that person's temperament out. Like, and what I mean by that is because I'm very like direct, but I'm also like sweet and cautious with my words. Like you can be direct, but you should be cautious of how your words can affect others. You might encounter somebody who over time you see that they're the opposite, and that's not really that's not your preferred communication style. So there's an adjustment period with that in building that new friend. So those are like the things I think about, like how is our communication going? How is the vibes when we're out? Like what do they like to talk about? Is it always a Debbie Downer conversation is what I call it. I do not like that up front. I barely like it. I really like it in long friendships. Not every day. The world ain't ending every day. So, it's not. If it is, you need to change something. So
I get that part.
I just think knowing the qualities like we discussed in episode 1, knowing the qualities that you're looking for. But I do believe that you should exercise a level of caution with new friends. I know some people like to, put people through these test runs and trust runs. And so I don't believe you got to do all that. We don't got to do a trust fall, but you should take your time with anything. For real. Like we ain't got to do a trust fall, but you should really, take your time and getting to know that person and, just giving a little bit of time. You don't have to throw your whole self out there.
I agree. I definitely like how you put that. I think with time comes trust, and with actions comes trust. So if you're consistent in showing me consistency in your actions and your words, I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna give you some trust. I will. I'm trusting.
Here I go. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I'm trusting. I'm not naive. But if your actions and words are showing me consistency, I'm gonna trust you. And I think, like you said, that's important in friendship. So how do you maintain a strong friendship? I know for you and I, you have left me and gone to the South. So I know for us, our relationship is strong enough that the maintenance just happens, really. But how do you maintain your friendships other than what we have? And we also we communicate a lot. We always communicate a lot, but now we even communicate intensively because we technically work together, you and I. So I think that's a different type of relationship. But how do you find yourself maintaining friendships? I feel like I have a way and you definitely have your way.
Well, I'll touch that part real quick with us being colleagues via Her Side of the Story podcast and best friends, sister friends.
Yes.
I find I think it's easy for us, and I feel like we're doing a great job of we separated. Like right now we're talking about business.
Yes.
Talking about things that we need to do. Then other times it's our regular scheduled program. What's going on? How are you feeling? Do you need anything? And for real, what's tea? We're not gonna, what's the tea? Because we act like that's not what's happening. So, I feel like with maintaining other friendships, especially these long distance friendships that I have now, these LDS. I feel like it's important to talk more because, a lot of times it can be out of sight, out of mind. Now, that'll be contradictory to some people. They're like, oh, I can just pick up the phone and we haven't spoken, a few months and everything will be okay. I'm finding with friends that I do that with, it don't feel as impactful when I talk to them. Like I need to speak to them a little bit more often for me to really feel like I'm in the loop and really feel like I've been supportive. And vice versa. Because some people, they'll act like they're okay and they're really not. But you won't know that because you're not speaking with them. You can't notice a change in them. You're not engaging with them enough. So I really feel like that's how I maintain my friendships, at least, the long distance ones right now. And I already said this. If something's going on, I'm showing up. I will catch a flight. I just show up. Because I know it's important. Like I will want that for myself. So if it's enough advance, I'm there.
Yeah.
I have one friend. I see her a lot less than I would like to. But soon as she sent me the date, her annual party, it's no question. It's like I'll be there early to come set up. Like I will say you have to have some balance with. I feel like friendship there are some responsibilities that you should take serious with a friendship. So, if you can't be there all the time, make sure you're there when it's
responding.
Responding for sure. And the most important of times. And just, participate. Y'all supposed to be friends. Participate. So I feel like that's how I maintain it. I make sure my lines of communications is always open, even if there's a disagreement. Like I might disagreement between the friends per se, but I might disagree with something they're doing, somewhere they're living. Like I'm not the friend that's about to judge. I think that's important. Like I don't like judgy folks.
Absolutely not. No, we don't love a judgy Judy. We love Judge Judy though, but not a judgy Judy. We don't.
No. Yeah, that makes that really tears a friendship up, and it really it brings it faster than anything else. You ask me, you call somebody judging you about everything. You done had a little backslide, and they judging you about that. I don't have time for that. So
I agree. I think those are all great tips that I agree with too. I think, like I said, responding. If I text you and we're friends, respond to me. I'm sure some of my friends are going to watch this and then look at their text and be like, she's talking about me. Yeah, I am. Definitely talking about you because I'm going to keep it real. And I will, there's some of y'all I will need a text this week and I'm going to say something. But for now, I'm going to keep it kosher. But yeah, respond, man. Like, just respond. Like the fact that someone took out time to think of you during the day, for them to reach out to you and you not respond, it ain't right. Stop making the excuse for like, I see all over the internet, oh, we don't have to talk every day. You're right, we don't. But if I've now taken time out of my day, which anyone who knows me, I'm probably one of the busiest people I know, respond to me. Like just take a second, even if it's at midnight. My cousin Annie, who we love Annie, she does that. I know that during the day for her is so busy. Like it's hectic. She has she's in sorority, she has her family, she has this person, she has her own practice, all these things. And I know I'll text her during the day sometime. She won't respond to me. But what I wake up to is this like 10-page letter or voice note about how sorry she is. She didn't reach out to me. And it's still, and I'm like, sis, don't beat yourself up. You still reached out. You still responded to me, even if it's on your own time. Mm-hmm. But it was at least in my opinion, a timely manner. Like it wasn't weeks. It wasn't days. And yes, we forget things. I get that. But I do think some friends in sometimes our lives are constantly forgetting. Right?
Are they forgetting?
And right. Well, that too. Are they forgetting? And listen, like I said, a quality I look for is grace, right? Mm-hmm. I understand sometimes you want to retreat from everybody and everything like that. But if I'm checking on you and like I said, reaching out to you because I'm thinking of you and I'm loving you, and maybe my senses, like Sheree said, I have a sense. Maybe my senses is telling me today I need to check on you. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing that and you're not responding. It's hurtful, point blank period. It's that's part of maintaining a friendship is like you said, keeping your lines of communication open. If something's going on too, where you feel like the response you're going to give me is not really true, say that. Be like, Ash, thank you for checking on me. I will respond to you soon. I'm really just kind of going through something. I don't know if I want to talk about it right now. I don't know if I want to how to really handle this right now, but thank you. This means a lot to me. That's it.
I'm glad you brought that up. That is a pet peeve of mine. And what's crazy that it's a pet peeve now of mine because I used to do it like to others, like just disappear off the face of the earth. Mind you, back in college, I was going through some things. Yeah. Disappear off the face of the earth. And, now I'm expecting folks not to do that. So folks I see with that, like that quality in particular, because there are people that they just retreat when they're going through things, or you do, like you said, you have to be graceful. But I've had a conversation with my friends like that because that's who I used to be myself. Like, hey, if you're going through something and you need to take some space from the world, I get it. Give me a heads up because I'm about to call the police to do a wellness check. I need to know these things because we're that type of friends. We talk every day and now we can't talk at all because you need some space. I'm pulling up or I'm calling the police. So we need that. Now I get it when I used to do that to people. Yeah. So I like to have that conversation. I will say, like, if it's not carried out on both parties, like I'm less likely to stay in that friendship just because I'm just like, I'm a warrior by nature. Yes. That I want to be there for you. I'm not upset that you're not letting me be there, but I am upset that you're not communicating that you need some space for whatever reason, or you need someone there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think that's just part of effective communication. Mm-hmm. Like effective communication. One of the topics in this episode we're talking about is effective communication with strategy, strategies and the art of apology and forgiveness, right? Just like I said, I want friends who give me grace. I give my friends grace too. But at some point, when it becomes habit, like you said, for me, it's like, oh, your friends will joke and do that kind of passive thing, be like, well, Ashley always does that. But there's some truth to that, especially when it comes to a friend, whether you're like, oh, well, I text so-and-so and she never responds anyway, so it's fine. But is it though? Then I'm going to stop inviting you out. Then that's going to be the real problem. I'm going to stop inviting you out. I'm going to stop asking how you are. Then what is the friendship?
There isn't one.
There isn't one. That's the thing.
There isn't one.
There isn't one. So it's like, yes, the art of apology and forgiveness is very important. And the art of grace is very important. But as we said, this is about maintaining friendships. And in order to do that, the communication is 1000% that. And that communication, like you said, long distance, short distance, no distance, is so important in all aspects. And sometimes the communication may be uncomfortable for you. Sometimes the communication may not be as thrilling or life-changing, but it's still communicate, right? Like it's still, we're all on our phones 24/7. I don't care what anyone says. Like there's people who are like, I'm never on my phone. BS. You're TikToking, you're IGing, you're Facebooking, you're YouTubing, you're you're scrolling, you're tweetering, you're LinkedIning, you're doing all the things, okay? you're browsing,
you're heavy.
You're browsing on the shopping,
Amazoning,
and Sheening, Tumu, or whatever the hell that thing is called.
Timu,
child, Lord. So you're doing all these things. One thing I try to do before, like an hour before I go to bed, is clear out my text box. So, like I said, I get it. During the day, it's hectic. Listen, this is gonna be so horrible. My boyfriend texted me at 1:00 p.m. today. I didn't text him back till like 3. Like I'm busy.
Right.
Yeah, I'm busy, right? But he was inquiring about how my day was, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit extended time.
It's extended time. Because it's like, well, dang, how's your day? Crickets. Oh yeah, my day's going good. How's your day? Crickets. Like that was, then I responded 3, he responds at 5. Like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? At least he responded. Like it is, and I respond. It is what it is. Listen, the day gets busy, things happen. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm gonna call it, use the Annie strategy. At least before your winding down period occurs, because I do think put the phone down a little bit, have some wind down time, then sleep. Maybe just be like, I'm going to go through, if some people's inbox are like 50 messages, right? Half of that's like promotional, but I'm going to go through the first top 10 and respond today. Tomorrow, I'm going to do the next 10 and at least respond to people who are most of the time probably checking on you. If it's a group chat, I get it. We can't always respond to that. There's so much to look at, blah, blah, blah. But if the person's texting you one-on-one, take it from me, as someone who's been text hurt, just respond. Just respond. And I'm sure if it's a good friend of yours who loves and cares for you, they'll understand. But I really am strong about the effective communication. And I feel like when you don't respond to me as my friend, it hurts. It just hurts me.
Staying on effective communication, I will drop a tip here. I think it's very important to know your friend's communication style. Like, are they a phone person? Are they a text person? Are they a voice note? Yeah, FaceTimers. I'm a FaceTimer. In a voice. Like, so if you text me, why I don't like texting too, because this is what a communication preference comes in. Like, I sound more blunt via text message. Usually because I'm working, I'm busy. Like,
I agree with that. You do. You're very direct.
I'm very direct.
Yeah.
On the phone, you can't get me off the phone sometimes. I'll be like, all right, I gotta go. Let me go, because I know I haven't talked your head off for an hour. Yeah. But if you text me, you're gonna get, and if you don't know me well, you're gonna get a direct, blunt message, and you're gonna be like, damn, what's up with her? But that's just not my preferred communication style. So, with your friendships and building your friendships, try to learn that about the person. Like, oh, do you want to FaceTime some type? They're like, they're not a FaceTimer. You ring their phone and they rushing to get off. they may not be a phone person. Texas, you getting something blunt back, it ain't you. That's not their preferred communication.
Yeah. That's a great tip, actually. And I think that's a conversation we don't have enough with our friends. And I think in a society where everything is text, I definitely, you know me, I love voice memo. I love a voice.
I think you got the voice memo people too.
Yeah, I love a voice memo because I can hear your voice, and it's almost like you know who her and I voice memo the most? I would say Jill and I. And Jill and I, our voice memos are like novels, like because it's really like a synopsis of like what is going on. And I voice memo too when the tea's really hot. We definitely, because I think we can't hold it in. It's like I need you to hear my voice when I'm telling you this.
You need to hear the antics, girl.
Yes, the antics, and we're phone callers too.
Yeah.
We call each other, but I agree. I think that's important to know your friend's communication style. Some people are emailers too, which I know is a weird one, but during the day, some people, if they're working, they always are checking their email more. So sometimes some people are like emailing, you're like, why are you? Or like, what is this? Google chatting or whatever.
Yeah.
There's people, you know, especially during the day, some people that's just easier to like communicate like that. But yeah, that's a great tip, Ray. Like learning, just like love languages, but learning your friends' communication style.
And I could go on and give, additional lessons. But also, like are they direct in their speaking?
Mm-hmm.
Are they more philosophical?
Mm-hmm.
They don't match with everybody. if they're speaking in poems 24/7, that shit might get on your nerves. So,
quoting the Bible.
Quoting the Bible. Oh, we love our Bible bumpers for sure, but it's a time and a place for everything. I'm not trying to hear about that, and I got a little margarita in my hand. Like, come on, time and place for everything.
Even Jesus drank wine. It's okay.
Okay, that's one. So I'm just, so yeah, that would be the next part. Just like, even just basic, break it down to real basic. Like, understand how they speak. How they speak normally, how they speak when something's going on. Like, you could tell those things. Yeah, and you don't need, women's intuition to do that.
I agree with that for sure. See, now I'm gonna like assess my friendships and be like, what's your preferred? I think that's what I should do. Rewind everything I said in first because I was in my feelings. I think for the people who have not responded to me, I'm going to ask them. I will text them. There's one in particular I'm going to text tonight.
Oh God!
And I'm going to just ask her and say, "Hey, I reached out. I hope you're well. What is your preferred communication style?" Because this is a friendship with someone that I'm still learning.
Because some people get in. You gotta understand, like, we're not in other people's mind, but some people can get in their feelings because you're not communicating with them the way they want you to.
Yes.
Like, that can be overbearing, but it's up to you to see if you can balance it or not. Like, I have some friends that they just need to talk to me, like, certain time of the day.
Yeah.
They don't hear back from you within an hour, it's going to probably be an issue or it's going to be some tension. So, I know when that friend calls, text, I need to be a little bit more delicate, and I need to be a little bit more like quicker, or say something, shoot a quick text. And I forgot where I learned that many years ago. This is like, we have so much that we're doing all day long. Absolutely. With work, families, household, whatever, that when you're communicating with like your friends or whoever else, like, go ahead and take you 15 minutes and address people. Like you said, similarly, you do it at night, but I find it beneficial to do it sometime during the day too. Just because you don't want to think you forgot about them. You can take 15 minutes from your computer.
Oh, I agree.
Or the office, where the streets, wherever you at, because some people they need to hear from you sooner than others. Like, we could text each other hours later and it's not nothing, but we have other friends.
With you, no, because we don't communicate like that. You and I if you text me hours later, I know you sleep. That's it for me.
Yeah, Cause I be sleep, and I don't know why nobody believes me, but I be sleep a lot of the time.
You're a napper. So for me, with you, if I don't hear from you with like within the hour, honestly, no. Within 15 minutes, I know you're napping. Like that's it. Because you and I both respond. There's certain people's texts, I'm not gonna lie. I'll look at it and be like, gotta respond to her. Like, I agree with you. Like there's other people I'm like, okay, I can do this evening or when I get a moment. Especially for me when I'm like at showings, it's so funny. It's like the universe knows I'm showing all these houses, and I'll get
an influx
of people texting me, and I'm like, oh my god. And then it turns into hours because it's so hard for me to text and be trying to communicate with my client in front of me. So those usually come back to like when we finished one house, we're going to another. Let me look at my phone real quick in the car. Let me check my email real quick and then continue my showings. But I agree with you. I do think like I said, I usually do it at night, but I would consider myself a very quick texter.
You're super quick.
Yeah, within 5 minutes, usually, especially because I have Apple Watch and I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Right.
Sometimes I forget to text. And sometimes that's the danger of my Apple Watch too, is I'll look at it and it'll on my phone think I read it on my phone, but it's on my, so then I'll be like, oh my gosh, I forgot to respond or RSVP. My big thing lately has been the RSVP into things. It's like, oh, the birthday party. Let me RSVP to the birthday party or whatever it may be because I forget. Thank God for Evite reminding you every day. But yeah, I think I need to go to some of my friends and just ask like, what is your preferred communication style? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And some people are better in person. Like some people really are like, I need to see you. I may not talk to you every day, but let's do once a month lunch. And we just have this like standing lunch appointment. And if something happens, then we must reschedule it. I know friends like that too, who are like, I must see one of my girlfriends once a week. We do whatever, go on a walk, go to dinner, go to a show, whatever it may be, just because we're better in person than on the phone. So I agree with that. That was, good tip there.
It's it's another thing that I don't think people talk about enough in maintaining their friendships. And for me, like that's the art. I call it the art of apologizing and being truly forgiving because we're human. People are going to make mistakes. So for you, do you have like any tips, techniques that you use for apologizing when you're in the wrong or when you're not in the wrong? Just want to smooth things over. And like, how do you forgive things within friendships?
Yeah, I would say for me, I'll start with apologizing when I'm wrong. I do not hesitate to apologize when I'm wrong. I'm not a prideful person.
I think we both share. Like we quick on the apology.
Yeah, and it's genuine. It's not like, oh,
it's genuine
to like shut you up. Like no, it's very genuine of an apology.
Well, I'll say now. I haven't always been quick.
Okay, I've always been a quick apologizer, but I am quick to genuinely apologize. I never want to hurt someone I care about.
Right.
Ever, ever, ever. Like that hurts me very much when I know someone I've hurt. Is hurt by me. A few months ago, a friend, I was very direct with the way I was speaking to her because I needed something done, and she was asking me questions. And I was like, "Why are you asking me this? We've discussed this. Like, what are you doing?" And she felt very hurt, which was funny though, because she's very direct in how she speaks. So
direct people are interesting.
Yeah. When she told me like, you hurt, she actually sent me a very long text message and was like, I wanted to say this here because I don't think if I said it like while we were on the phone, it would have ended well. And I'm like, okay. Okay. Anyway, won't get into that. So she shared her thoughts and texts, which I appreciated. I immediately called her. She didn't answer. Took her like days to get back to me, whatever. But I genuinely apologized because she felt like I was very direct and sharp. That was her word, her specific word. I was very sharp in my tone, which she didn't appreciate. And I was like, I was sharp because I was confused, really. Like like what, you know how I had a slip of literally the tongue where in my head, I'm consuming what this person is telling me. And literally it's just coming out. Like I was like, what? Like, what are you talking? Like I was very sharp and direct because we had discussed this numerous times. And it was something in business and I didn't understand why this person was acting this way. Right. But in the end, I apologized. She hasn't spoken to me. I haven't spoken to her since then. It is what it is. I've reached out. No, I reached out. I wished the person happy Mother's Day. And it was just like a thanks. No, she said, I was like, hey, happy Mother's Day. Give my family the love. How are you? She was like, will do.
Girl, can I pause you for a second? I don't like the way that story, you just told that story because like, I feel like some people, like they look for a way out because if I genuinely apologize, like
I did.
Off day, it's like, okay, we gonna fix this. If not, then that's fine too, but don't really act like it's because I was one off.
Yeah, I think that this particular situation, I think the person expects everyone to give them grace all the time and it gives no grace to anyone else.
Yeah.
That's that type of
weird energy.
Yeah, weird energy. So keep your weird energy. We keep them for seasonal reason. Yeah, friendship, that situation. But yeah, I'm with apologizing. I'm going to apologize to you. I'm going to apologize to you. Not going to wait. Not going to take days, months, years. I'm going to genuinely, and I prefer to do it so you can hear my voice. Yeah. So it's not going to be a text with me. Usually it's going to be FaceTime, or if I can say, hey, can we meet for coffee, or a voice memo. Like that's just is what it's going to be. In terms of accepting other people's apologies, I'm working on that. Yeah. No, I am because I forgive. I'm very good at not forgetting.
Yeah, I ain't forgetting nothing. But
yeah, I forgive for my own self, not even the person. Like someone's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, thank you. When someone tells me they're sorry, I said, thank you. I don't even say I accept your apology. That's just me. I just say, thank you. Thank you for apologizing to me. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging what hurt me. Thank you for that. I don't say I forgive you because I usually don't. I'm not, honestly, this will sound crazy. I'm usually not forgiving the person. I'm forgiving the situation for myself so I can move on. I'm not forgiving the person because I can't forget it. I'm not going to hold it over your head either because I think there's friends like that too. I think there's friends who every moment or every time something crazy happens between you two, let's say, if it is, they're quick to, well, that's when you did that. That's your problem. That's your problem. You like this all the time when I'm trying to talk to you. They're dangling that thing that happened that they're supposed to forgive you or said allegedly forgiving you about. They haven't. And people lie. People say they'll forgive you. They're not forgiving you. We know how we are. It's very hard for people to forgive people, bro. It's hard. It's just hard. So just stop saying you forgive people. We don't forget. We forgive for ourselves. We're not forgiving the person. We're not. We could keep it cordial and keep it cute, but I see you. That's what I'm saying. I see you. So
maybe that's where I'll be messing up then. Because I don't really think that. I'm more forgiving. Like I think I'm very forgiving. Like if we talk about it and stuff, it's pretty much squash to me, right? Like
yeah.
It's pretty much squash to me. I think I'm truly forgiven, for myself. I think I'm truly forgiven for that person. However, got to be a however in there. If I notice that the same actions start to become a pattern, that's when I'm looking for an escape route myself. I'm just like, okay, this person isn't authentic. They didn't mean their apology because the same stuff is still happening. Mm-hmm. So, I give grace there. Like if you apologize, I'm going to think that you're apologizing for real. I'm going to think that you're apologizing with your full heart. But if I see that it becomes a pattern, it's happening again, like I'm not even going to reflect if it was real or not because it felt real in that moment. I'm going to just move accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I see you. Right. I
Right,
said,
I see you.
I see you. Like, and that's what I'm saying. I forgive, and it's squashed for me too. I'm not the type of person who dangles the situation. I think there's more people out there, what I was saying, who do. I'm someone, once we're done with it. I can move on with you. I can be good with you. I can, like, the friend who that situation happened a few months ago, and I then reached out to them on Mother's Day to genuinely say happy Mother's Day. Like, take again my time to text you, not some mass text either. Like, I put your name, I'm asking you about your kids, your husband. Like, I'm asking you things that you know this isn't like a mass text message. And all you say is will do. Cool. I see you. Like, I got it. Because clearly you don't want to forgive me because you felt like my tone was so hurtful. And that's up to you too to do. I can't control if you forgive me or not. I've said the apology and I meant it sincerely. And if you know me, and this is also where do we have time to get into this? I had
a little extra beat too. So
this is also where it comes into play of, do the people who you call your friends really, really know you? Because anyone who really,
that's big. Seems like another topic.
Anyone who you're calling your friend and who considers you a friend should know that your love for them is so finite and so large that, especially someone me, I'm not a hurtful person. I think a handful of times my friends can say that I hurt them. It's not a trait that I possess. It's not. I'm not a hurtful person.
I can't say one time. I can't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not, because I'm not that type of person. So for me, this person, I've apologized to you, I hurt you, and you still can't move past it as if I like did something so horrific to you, then you're that grace that I look for in characteristics, that person doesn't have. And here we are. So make sure your friends who are calling themselves your friends, they should know your character and know that when it comes to forgiving and apologizing, that when you're saying it to them, it should be genuine. Right? Because it's not a trait that most people, when they're your friend, have. But again, I ain't forgetting it. I'll let it go. And I'm not going to bring it up because I'm not a passive aggressive person or someone who like dangles situations over people's heads and after they're done. But like you said, the actions got to align. If I keep seeing it, then I'm like, all right, I see you, sis. We good. Yeah. What was your tidbit?
Girl, I'm all over the place with this thought, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. So I don't like the friend who pretends to forgive. Like, I feel like, you touched that a lot, but like, I feel like I've had friends who just held something against me for years and years and years, and it just comes out at weirdest spots, or it never comes out, but it's so internal with them that their actions are just, it's loud. It starts to become louder and louder and louder over time. I really think that's problematic in friendships because it's just like, yo, what's the beef? Keep it a buck. Like, if you really got issues, then we need to hash it out, or we do need to go our separate ways, because when that unforgiveness festers, it just boils over. So maybe that's why I'm so forgiving, because we don't want to see me boiled over.
No,
but like I felt that. I felt folks who said they forgive and never truly did. And really, I feel like if they had, our relationship would still be going. I feel like it would be strong. Because like you said, I'm not an intentional person. I won't hurt anybody intentionally. That's not, especially not my friends. Like, that's not my vibe. So I'm going to want to work it out. And I don't like losing people. Like, Ashley knows this. This is a fact about me. Like, we're going to go through hell and fire to make sure that bond is intact. So if we're not going, it's not like that no more, then you need to let me know. If you ain't forgave me for something, then you ain't going to.
Yeah.
You need to let that go.
I agree. I think that's it. You hit the nail on the head. Like, that's really it.
I ain't forgive you. You did this to me. You did telling the other friends.
Yes.
You don't even know what the problem is. Like, why I gotta hear from somebody else that this is the problem.
And
it's always something dumb. It's always something.
Oh, very much so.
Like just not worth it. I will say this. This is probably my last tidbit. Like when certain situations happen, they just need to be a situation. Like and move past it. But if you're looking for a situation and you're trying to turn it into a mountain and it's really a molehill, then you don't rock with me like that. That's how I feel.
That part. That's it. Like you mic drop. Like that's it. Like it's you don't rock with me like that.
You don't, and that's okay.
That's okay. And I will continue to be around those people who rock with me.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I want to see you shine.
I want to see you shine. I want to see you happy and thriving. And, really that's what this series was about, just to share our thoughts about sisterhood and friendship. And we hope that from this, you might even reflect on some of your friendships and say, how can I be a better friend? Because no one's perfect. No one's perfect. And like Sheree said, your friendship communication styles, you clearly see that I'm going through it a little bit with mine, but it's, your friend's communication styles, sometimes as you get older, reevaluating your friendships, finding friends for reasons, not just seasons, and sometimes lifestyles and lifetimes. And sometimes reason friends can turn into something, like we said, something so beautiful. And just how to continue to maintain your lifestyle friendships, because those are the ones that have been carrying you through. So don't forget about your lifetime friends, man. Like those are the people who have genuinely been rocking with you, good, bad, ugly.
And they ain't gonna go nowhere.
They're not going nowhere because they love you.
So when you get your little new friend, don't switch up.
Don't switch up on the OG.
It's been there,
Yeah. Don't switch up. Don't switch up on the OG. So we are just really happy that you guys joined us for our first series. We're
so excited.
we are really excited, and we are so excited that you guys just got to hear her side of the story. And we just hope that you continue to like, subscribe, comment, interact with us. If there's topics that y'all want to hear about, please let us know.
Yeah, DM us or put in the chat, the comments on it. And we'll definitely get to it.
Yes. So thank you guys for joining us, and make sure none of the things we shared are sponsored. We are not health. We are not doctors. So anything that is shared is just personal, but we love it so much that we had to share it with y'all. So that disclaimer right there. But yeah, try some of the stuff, try your lobster capitale. Try your staycation, try moving somewhere new with your pod, like just stuff. So, try the face serums and acne patches.
Eucerin.
And girl, the sun this past weekend has my inner girl. I'm putting the Eucerin I bought. I have it. I keep it on deck. Like you said, I'm about to slather that on here because I'm like, again, I just recovered. Girl. Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.
Peace. Bye, guys.
If you enjoyed listening to the podcast, follow us on social media at Her Side of the Story RA. And don't forget to rate the podcast and subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.